ชมครับขณะนี้เราอยู่ที่ชั้น 22 โรงแรม Mandarin Oriental เกาะฮ่องกงนะครับและนี่คือสมาชิก The Corrs ทั้งวงครับ Hi everyone.
Hi.
How do you feel when you learn the tragic that happened in New York City?
I think we reacted as the vast majority of people around the world did. Shock and horror at such a horrific, heinous event. I think, you know, when you're watching it, there certainly was the story in the case of my perception of it, that it was it was a very surreal experience. It was something that was, you're looking at this awesome spectacle and it's nearly like an Arnold Schwarzenegger film or something, you know. It doesn't hit home as completely real. It certainly with me, it took a while before I actually absorbed the whole enormity of what had happened. And of course, as we know, the world has changed since that dreadful act.
You are a musician and you have to go on to do the concert. How do you get away with this feeling before you go on stage?
Well, I think we were just about to come out to Asia after it happened, and I think, yeah, we were more frightened getting on a flight, more frightened going to the other side of the world with the world closer to war than we've ever known it. You know, also the perception of losing loved ones so quickly. You don't really want to leave your loved ones. You know, it kind of puts things. There was a gloomy feel, really, particularly in England. We were doing promotion before we went. There was a very, very gloomy feeling among everybody. But you know, we'd a tour scheduled. Really wanted to do it. Really wanted to come out here. Had cancelled before. Had to postpone before, which was the first time we've ever had to postpone shows because I got sick. So really, we just had to focus and say, you know, we're going to go over there. You know, I think it's at tragic and horrible times that entertainment becomes a lot more important, you know, than it is when we're all happy. But it is an escape, and life does go on, and we do have to pray. And music is cathartic. It is healing, and you know, for all those reasons, it was important for us to keep moving on and to come out here and play.
The Corrs สี่พี่น้องในครอบครัวแคทอลิกจากเมืองดันดักเมืองชนบทเล็กๆบนฝั่งตะวันออกของไอร์แลนด์เติบโตมากับเพลงพ็อปชั้นดีของ The Carpenters, Eagles, Simon and Garfunkel พี่น้องทั้งสี่ตั้งเป็นวงดนตรีขึ้นมาโดยมีจิมพี่ชายคนโตเล่นคีย์บอร์ดและกีตาร์แชรอนคนถัดมาเล่นไวโอลินร้องประสานเสียงแคโรไลน์เล่นกลองพื้นบ้านที่เรียกว่าบอรานกับแอนเดรียน้องสาวสุดท้องเป็นนักร้องนำและเล่นคลุยพินวิสเซลวง The Corrs ก่อตั้งกันมาตั้งแต่ปี 1990 หรือพ.ศ. 2534
Is it 10 years you are together as a group?
Yeah.
And you have performed all over the world almost every week for about 6 years now. Do you think the more you perform, it makes you getting playing?
Yeah, I think you do. Obviously, you know, you get more in tune with each other all the time. I mean, it took us a long time to get, you know, on stage to get it together. You know, I mean, for us to really feel that we had it together. But yeah, I mean, that takes a while. But I think, you know, every record that we come out, we try to be a bit more prolific and try to do a little bit different stage-wise, and we try to do something different.
Have you ever made any mistake on the stage, like play the wrong note?
Oh, absolutely, all the time. Have we ever not? Have we ever not is a better question.
We generally just laugh at each other.
What did you do then when you found that, oh, I missed that note?
There's been, you know, we wouldn't be human if we didn't make mistakes, and that's the whole thing about live concerts. You just don't know what's going to happen. We endeavour to play as well as we can, but it doesn't always work out like that. For instance, about 2 nights ago, I think we were in Osaka or Tokyo.
Yeah, Osaka.
Oh yeah.
Osaka, we were doing a song called Radio, and we were in a particular section. Obviously, the songs are arranged a certain way, and we just went wrong. We played the wrong section of the song.
And kind of dropped out. It's kind of was like, and we all kind of
We just laughed our heads off.
laughed and just kind of went on with it, like, oh, this is like a new feel to it.
We all went different directions just for about 20 seconds.
I mean, everybody does. It's because it's live and you're human.
I suppose something interesting about Runaway was it's off our first album, and Forgiven Not Forgotten, and we recorded practically all the album, and Runaway was the last song for us to record, and it was the first single off the record, so it kind of came in very late, but then it ended up being the first single.
กลองพื้นบ้านเก่าแก่หลายศตวรรษมีต้นกำเนิดจากทวีปแอฟริกาและถูกนำมายังไอร์แลนด์โดยผ่านมาทางประเทศสเปนแม้จะเป็นของเก่าแต่เพิ่งได้รับความสนใจจากวงการเพลงพื้นบ้านไอริชเมื่อประมาณ40กว่าปีมานี้เองทินวิสเซิลหรือคลุยไอริชมีต้นกำเนิดมาตั้งแต่ปลายศตวรรษที่17ในเยอรมันและกลายเป็นเครื่องดนตรีที่โดดเด่นอย่างยิ่งสำหรับเพลงพื้นบ้านของไอริช
If without Irish instrument, without violin and thin whistle and what you call it?
Baron.
Can you make your song sound Irish without this? With the melody, only the melody.
Well, it depends what you How do you analyze exactly what Irish music is? It happens to be, some people would say that you two are Irish, but yet they don't have any traditional Irish instruments in their band, but yet they have it's very international sounding to me, but some people would say that it's Irish. You two would kind of epitomize what has come out of Ireland musically. But generally, if you would need to have like baron, tin whistle, violin, playing traditional Irish melodies. You'd need to have that ingredient for it to sound Irish.
I think you can tell it in the vocals sometimes, though. I mean, if you listen to like Dolores O'Riordan, I mean, she kind of uses her Limerick accent in the way that she sings. Sometimes that can just be. Anything that comes out of Ireland is an Irish sound. Do you know what I mean? So it's like Jim was saying there, it's kind of hard to kind of describe it as just as one thing, as violins and barons, because a particular sound is also U2 and it's also the Cranberries. And it's also, Boyzone, and it's also Westlife. So, it's kind of, they are Irish sounds.
The album Rumor by Fleetwood Mac come out, it was maybe you are very young, but how you get to like or play that song Dreams from the album Rumor?
Our parents were musicians, so I mean we know songs, and I'd be singing them, and then you'd hear on the radio it's 1976, and you go, how do I know? I was 2 years old. How do I know that? They were musicians, so and they played covers. They had a band, and so they played songs that were what people would think were before our time and everything. But Rumours was an album in our house, and as was the Eagles, as was Simon and Garfunkel, the Carpenters, ABBA. It's like the kind of music they like to play, which was very melodic, very full of harmonies, beautiful melodies, and we've very much been inspired by that stuff. So I think that's probably how we know.
Fleetwood Mac, Mick Fleetwood came to play drum with you once.
Yeah, in the Albert Hall, yeah.
How is he?
He's great. I mean, that was a great opportunity for us because, we were doing the Albert Hall and, we just had hit with Dreams, and we said, would you come and play with us at the show? So like there was myself and him, there was like two drummers, and we were kind of thinking to ourselves, God, how are we going to play together? Because it's not easy for two drummers to play together.
Did you rehearsal before? Did you?
Oh, we did. We rehearsed that day, and it was great. That day we just had a few rehearsals and we got it together just before the show, and we went up and we did it. But he was wonderful. I mean, he was just so good to do it, and we had great fun.
Such a nice guy.
Yeah.
Dreams is a Fleetwood Mac song, as I'm sure a lot of you already know. Fleetwood Mac, we were very inspired by growing up. We got the opportunity to work with Mick Fleetwood. In fact, he came along and played drums at a concert that we did in the Royal Albert Hall, and it's called Dreams.
Did you meet Stevie Nicks? She sang.
I actually met her. Now, after the fact, I met her in it was the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in New York when people were getting inducted, and I was there with friends, and I met her, and I had to go over to her and say, look, I really admire you, and I'm part of a band that covered Dreams. She goes, oh, I know, I heard it, and that she really liked it, and she thought it was a really good version.
Thank you. Any else language than English, like Spanish or?
I think we can all just get by with kind of, you know, how to get a cup of coffee and where to find a place and that sort of thing, and maybe French and Spanish and German with the girls.
It's one song, what, like one night?
Oh yeah, we did one night, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fluent in Japanese and Konnichiwa, arigato, ichni sanshi.
Yeah, that was very challenging, but it was great because I think, you know, the Mediterranean languages, like the Spanish language, is very Latin and very, of course, it's very Latin, but very sensual and provocative, I think. And even if you don't really understand, and of course we understand it because there are words, but in Spanish it sounded even more sensual. So it was a great challenge to try and sing it in that way and also have the expression and the feel, even though the words aren't your fluent native language.
That means there's a chance for the Corrs to move into Latin music for a new market.
I know.
That would be quite a dramatic change. But you never know.
In the movies about rock music, almost famous, the rock star in the movies don't like the press, they hate the press, they call the press enemy. What do you think to the press, like us?
It's a symbiotic relationship, you know, where we're totally reliant on the press, and you know they are in a sense reliant on the likes of us to sell newspapers. I think, you know, when it gets intrusive, privacy-wise, you like to keep it a bit part of yourself that is private. When they impinge upon that is very annoying for every single. But you know, you just have to. It's one of those things you just have to put up with. You know.
I think some artists, you know, they use the press for a long time and then they suddenly turn around and go, you know, they don't want it all of a sudden. I think every artist is entitled to their own space and their own privacy, but you can't have that all the time. If you want to be in the public eye, you may have to just forget about it because it's just not going to work that way, you know.
นี่เป็นอีกบทบาทหนึ่งของบทเพลงของ The Corrs ที่เข้าไปทำหน้าที่เป็นเพลงประกอบภาพยนตร์เรื่อง America Sweetheart นั่นคือเพลง All the Love in the Worldสำหรับ The Corrs มีผลงานเพลงมาแล้วทั้งหมด4อัลบั้มด้วยกันคือ 1. อัลบั้มแรกชุด Forgiven Not Forgotten อัลบั้มชุดที่ 2 Talk on Corner อัลบั้มชุดที่ 3 เป็นบันทึกการแสดงสดชุด Unplug อัลบั้มสตูดิโอชุดล่าสุดคือชุด In Blue และล่าสุดคืออัลบั้มรวมเพลงชุด Best of the Corrs